Hello everyone and welcome to the last video of this series. Once again with Sacred we will discuss and present both expansions of Guild Wars 2, Heart of Thorns and Path of Fire. Hello Sacred.
Hello everyone. Don't worry, we won't include spoilers. I hope.
Yes, we will try our best indeed. So starting off, buying any of the expansions, what does it give you as a player?
First of all, it lifts free-to-play account restrictions, which means full trading post usage, and it unlocks 3 character slots. From gameplay and progression point of view, you will get masteries, which are something like new levels for horizontal progression. The core Tyria masteries include Fractal Attunement. It unlocks daily fractal achievements and additional rewards for completing them. Next you have Legendary Crafting, which plays a role of our step-by-step road to crafting a legendary weapon. And last is Pack Commander. It unlocks movement speed inside cities, mentor tag, and the ability to automatically repair gear for allies that you resurrected.
Okay, Heart of Thorns, what does this bring?
Well, except of obvious continuation of the story from Season 2, it gives a new view to PvE content and explorations. Monsters are a lot smarter, they cooperate with each other and have a new area of punishing skills. Exploration in entire region of first expansion is focused around verticality. Maps are not only big, but can also be either incredibly high or have deep underground passages. We also get one new heavy armor class called Revenant. And also each class gets brand new gameplay changing elite specializations. So technically we get like 9 new classes.
And this is where first cool part comes in, right? Gliding.
Exactly. Moving around Heart of Thorns maps is going together with gliding, which helps you get to new places or at least saves you from splatting on the ground after falling from the highest branches of the jungle.
If you mastered gliding, can you also do it in core
Yes,
maps?
of course. But if you thought you can choose jumping puzzles like that, then you will be greatly disappointed. Gliding is disabled in these areas.
It will not trivialize them. Does Heart of Thorns give masteries too?
It does. One is for perfecting your gliding, and the rest is all about the lore and learning languages of the tribes that are inhabiting the jungle. Season 3 also brought minor masteries from Living World and Raids.
Alright, raids. We already know that it comes with the first expansion. Could you briefly just remind us how they work?
They are 10-man hard PvE content, and they're tied to the Season 3 story. In Heart of Thorns there are technically 2 raids, including 4 raid wings. Forsaken Ticket, that has 3 wings, where each has 3 bosses. And next we have the Bastion of the Penitent, with only 1 wing, but 4 bosses inside. Progress in raids is saved per boss killed and resets weekly.
New class Revenant. Easy to understand, but what are specializations?
This is gameplay changing line for each class. As mentioned in earlier videos, a ranger, who is a class that fights always with his path, can now become a druid. It changes the entire way of playing this class and gives you a new weapon type, a staff, while keeping your current skills still usable and relevant. The same applies to all classes, of course.
Once again, we are not left on the ice in terms of our gear, I see. Anything else that I forgot?
Well, with new style of fighting and exploring, first expansion brought map-wide meta events that we mentioned earlier, and dozens of adventures, which are like an arcade-styled missions where you can compete against other players and clear time rewards. Adventures come in great variety actually. For example, one of them you need to run to the goal of being a jumping mushroom monster.
Oh, I remember that one. Great times! Second expansion then. What's new in Path of Fire?
Obviously, a new story chapter, picking up where Season 3 left off.
Come on, we know that. You know what I mean.
Yes. Path of Fire brings us mounts, and yet another way of exploring and fighting.
Are mounts innovative idea? Many games have them, right?
Many games have mounts indeed, but in Guild Wars 2 they are more meaningful. Each one of them is special and opens up new possibilities of exploration and even new ways of engaging a fight.
How so?
Well, you see, each mount has a different role and special ability connected to it. The Raptor runs really fast and can jump great distance forward on flat terrain. Then you have Springer, which is meant to reach really high locations with his charged vertical jump. Then we have Skimmer. It's like a hovering creature that can move unharmed through quicksand and even lava. Next is Sand Jackal. He can use sand portals as shortcuts, and his ability is short range teleport, which dodges too. And last one, I'll keep that one a surprise. Each mount also has special skills allowing you to engage in combat with grace and style.
And how do you obtain them?
They are content of expansion, so you obtain them from normal gameplay. You need to do the related renown heart first, and then the vendor will offer you the ability to use a certain mount forever.
Are the maps stylized differently here?
Yes. They are massive horizontally to encourage the use of mounts. But believe me, there are places where you will almost touch the stars as well.
I remember that something called bounties was also added with this expansion.
Yep. Bounties are easy to understand just from the world's definition, I believe. You basically go to a town's bounty board, choose a target from the currently active ones, and yeah, there are like champion bounties and legendary bounties.
Did meta events come back with this expansion?
They did, but on a smaller scale. Not entire map wide anymore, like in Heart of Thorns. Maybe because the maps in Path of Fire are just huge. But once again, we have 9 new elite specializations.
Are they an alternative way of playing for each class or upgrade to existing ones?
The ideology of elite specializations is to give new fresh option of playing a certain class. Not to upgrade everything and render previous ones useless.
What would be the best example then?
Well, I'm going to use Guardian meta builds as an example. Guardian itself has some support for allies and deals balanced damage. When you specialize into Dragon Hunter, which still has some amount of support, but it can deal way higher physical damage. Then Firebrand comes in, and this specialization has no physical damage modifiers, but instead relies on dealing condition damage with Burning. Or can choose to be full support class with use of tomes.
So basically the idea is to give new roles to all 9 classes that previously were not widely available to them.
Indeed. Necromancers always were masters of conditions that has 0 support capability. But with Path of Fire they get an option to do that, by giving barriers and converting negative conditions into boons.
And raids?
Currently there is no new raid. Probably because developers want to let players have fun exploring first and unlocking new specializations and masteries. It was hinted that a new raid is indeed coming.
Along with Season 4, I assume?
That's right.
Well guys, that was the last video from the introduction series, and I hope that we answered a lot of your questions about Guild Wars 2 and its originality in the MMO market. Thank you Sacred for all the time that you spared for us. I hope we can continue in future with some different subjects and ideas. It was a lot of fun and hopefully see you in game everyone.
See you in game guys.
And last short, too long didn't watch summary for you. If you have any more questions, don't hesitate to leave a comment. I'm Machiavell and for now I'm logging off.